All right, guys, welcome back. So it's been a while since we did any cast of any kind in any way, and we had a significant amount of things happen and change over the course of the past 3 weeks. So originally we were known as the Coffee Tavern. We have currently changed all of our branding and name to the Poporium. The reason for this is because as we were going on and looking at um, different things, about the podcast that we want to do in season 4, things that we want to do for season 4 in the podcast. And the conclusion that we came up with is that we had to change the name. And the reason for this was because we had found out that there was an actual chain cafe or restaurant that had specifically put the Coffee Tavern as their name. So we didn't want anything to be affiliated with them in a sort of way. So, and we also were thinking about doing a name change anyhow. So we wanted to changing it anyway. And this is what we're going to be going off of in the future. That being said, today's episode, we're going to be talking about DC and all the mayhem that's going on with it, Snyder cuts, and what the original, or where the original plan for DC was going to compare it to now. And joining us today is our lovely editor who does an amazing job on our videos. We have Joseph here.
Hi.
Yes.
Hi. I'm in the background in the window whenever I want to comment. That's most my appearances.
Is if you go back in our recent episodes. But yes, Nini will also be joining us today as well. However, we're going to be talking about Batman, or the new Batman movie that came out. So if you don't want to be spoiled, obviously Joseph will put up a warning and a little spot to where you can skip to if you do not want to be spoiled.
In all fairness, if you're opening an episode called DC Madness and you're not expecting us to talk about the new DC movie, it's your fault. Like I'm just like, I'll put it there, but just know, like, if this is your warning right now, you messed up. It's on you. Like, you clicked on it. Like, what'd you expect?
He has a fair point.
We're not going to talk about The Dark Knight Rises either. Is that what you're trying to?
The main thing I wanted to catch on was DC has always puzzled me, like, with their story and like what it is even about. Like with Marvel, you get a clear sense of the scene with Iron Man, Thor, Spider-Man. Each have their own movies explaining who they are, their backgrounds, and how, and like what their niche is. So like when the Avengers came out, we got a clear understanding of how all these characters came to be about in the same area at the same time. It's perfectly explained, and then they pull out the Avengers, and it makes sense to why they're all together. DC has the main character in charge, which is Batman, right? The gloomy vigilante everyone loves and cares about, sometimes even more than Superman, but they can't ever really nail him as, like, they can't figure out his story. Like none of his, like, the Batman movies that they pull out, none of them are the same. You know what I'm saying?
But at the same time, do you want them to be the same?
No.
Like, I'm just saying, like,
I'm saying, like, actor-wise.
Yeah, I mean, okay. So we can run through. So the first, well, I'm not fucking talking about like the Golden Age stuff all the way back then, because like if you like it, you like it. And I'm just gonna say this because a lot of people don't like the Snyder movies. If you don't like it, it's fine. Just watch something else. Like, I'm in no way trying to like trash any other version of Batman, but I am a giant Ben Affleck's Batman fan. So the thing is, if we ignore like the Adam West and whoever played Batman before him, like, so there was Michael Keaton. Batman 89 is like when Michael Keaton was there, he did Batman 89 and he did Batman Returns, which was like 89 had like Jack Nicholson's Joker. Batman Returns had Danny DeVito's Penguin and Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman.
Yes.
So then after those, they were going to make Batman Forever. Yeah, Batman Forever was the one after that. And Michael Keaton read the script and he's like, yeah, I'll pass. Anybody that saw Batman Forever, you probably know why. Pretty bad. And I like Jim Carrey, but he's probably the only redeemable quality of that movie.
Yeah.
And then after that, I think, Val Kilmer played him in Batman Forever, played Batman, and then Batman and Robin came out, which, Christ, well, whoever was in charge of that needs to be beaten. Like, you added nipples to the Batsuit. I don't know why anybody would do that. That was such a bad idea. Like that, I don't know how they got through any planning. But don't get me wrong, one thing I want to say is a lot of people disagree with me on this, but I don't care about comic book accuracy when it comes to things, because I read the comic books and I don't want to know what's going to happen. And that was actually one of my concerns with the new Batman movie, which we'll get into later. But let's fast forward the Dark Knight trilogy. Changes superhero movies, undisputably. The Dark Knight is still considered one of the best comic book movies of all time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And obviously, Christopher Nolan is a cinematic god. I mean, Tenet, Inception, The Prestige, Memento. I mean, dude, Oppenheimer's coming out soon. Like, he's undisputedly one of the best directors in Hollywood, if not the best director of all time. Okay.
He has it. He has it. He has it. He has it.
What was that? You have to explain yourself.
Well, because was like, you say director of all time, but like,
name one.
I feel like there's people. I don't. You know what? For me personally, I don't feel like there is a. He's the best actor because it depends on what type of movie you're making. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're making multiple different genres of movies and they all A1 material, you deserve the title of best actor. But if you're making the same genre of movies, you're just good for those genres. You know
but Christopher Nolan does do different things. Well, I guess sci-fi is his primary thing, but he also got into superheroes. And now he's doing well, then he did Dunkirk, which is like an old war movie. You know,
all right, never mind. He's got it. I forgot he did Dunkirk.
Yeah, he does a lot. And you know, like I said at the beginning, it's different taste. I'm going to sound ignorant. I don't actually think any of this is an objective answer. So he does the Dark Knight trilogy. Everybody knows Dark Knight trilogy is amazing. Heath Ledger, best Joker still. You know, it's insane. It was so good. Skip a few years. Warner Brothers contacts Christopher Nolan. Hey, Marvel's whooping our asses, as you can tell. They're dropping 3 movies a year. Most of them are extremely critically loved, not to mention one of the most diehard fan bases ever in cinema. We want you to bring back the Dark Knight trilogy and make a cinematic universe out of it. He said, you missed the entire point of the Dark Knight Rises. There's not supposed to be a 4th one. That's why it has an open ending. But he called his old buddy Zack Snyder. And Zack Snyder got greenlit to make Man of Steel. Man of Steel wasn't supposed to be the start of a universe. It was supposed to be like almost like they're dipping their toes in, seeing if they want to keep going. You saw Man of Steel, it's pretty great. I mean, it's, you know, a story of an alien boy coming to Earth and having to basically choose between this life that he's searched for his entire life, finding out why he's here, where he comes from, or, you know, making love, or not making love, realizing that he needs to protect the world that raised him. And that's really the entire thing. I mean, obviously it's a Superman movie. It doesn't seem that deep, but it has like a lot of good stuff. And not to mention the action and the CGI. And I mean, the only thing I really don't like about the movie is how they use like the Nilheim scream or whatever it's called, because I feel like it just kind of took away from the artsiness of it. Man of Steel does well. Christopher Nolan is an executive producer on it. Warner Brothers doesn't fuck with it. They skip hey, we're going to make Batman vs Superman. Now, a lot of people, when they hear Batman vs Superman, they hate it. And I have a reason why you hate it, because I hated it when I first saw it. Warner Brothers was trying to be like Marvel, therefore bright. You know, all the, like right now there's like all those stupid memes about like MCU fans when Batman doesn't like say, hey guys, we got trouble whenever a villain shows up, or Batman doesn't crack jokes, like, you know, just like jokes about that. And they're like, hey, we want to do something more like this. And then Zack Snyder is like, oh, I don't do that. And so they cut out like a half hour of Batman vs Superman for the theatrical release, and they wondered why it wasn't very loved. So they released it, critically panned. A lot of people hated it. The Ultimate Edition, which not a lot of people have seen, and I don't blame you. Why would you watch a director's cut for a movie you didn't like?
Yeah,
like who blames anybody for that? But then whenever I watched the Ultimate Edition, oh my god, I loved it. It added more in, and you also, I mean, the biggest thing was I think people hated the ending Martha scene because
it just didn't make any damn sense. Like, oh, your mom's name is Martha. Well, I had a mother named Martha.
Well, that's the point. That's what people missed, and I don't blame them for not even caring to understand it either, because, you know, like I said, if you don't like the movie, you don't like the movie. But the point of the Martha scene isn't, oh, our moms are the same name, because throughout the movie you see Batman kind of coming to terms with his guilt. You see the Robin statue just created by Joker, showing that Robin died. He was murdered by Joker. You see Alfred, like at the very beginning, he's like, where like Bruce is like, oh, we've always been criminals, Alfred. Nothing has changed. Alfred's like, well, yes, sir, it has. And you see Batman fucking branding people. He's being more brutal. And then you see there's like this giant bat scene where he's visiting his mother's grave and a bat busts through Martha's tombstone to attack him, showing that the Batman is pretty much destroying his mother's legacy and she wouldn't like it. So the point wasn't like, oh, our moms have the same name. The point was him kind of realizing, oh, I'm killing Martha. Like that was like, I'm by doing this, by being this prick branding people, it's the argument with like the no kill rule. If I do this, I'm as bad as they are. And it's kind of influence on that. Zack Snyder doesn't like that rule, but that's what it comes down from. Like it's like oh, I'm killing Martha. Like this is not what, like I put on this mask to like kind of protect my parents' legacy, but instead I'm destroying it. Which, you know, like I said, I think I'm biased now because I like the movie so much, but I'm sure, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, it should have been more obvious and everything, but I agree with that. It could have been more obvious.
Yeah, like you definitely have I didn't really think of it the way you were thinking of it. And now that I'm kind of understanding the way that
not a lot of people did, because it was the start of a new universe and nobody expected us to think in a superhero movie.
Yeah,
we turn our brains off when we see the Marvel ones, and they're wrong. I love them. I go see every one, you know. But it's very different. Like, and if you're not expecting to have to turn your brain on for a movie, and you don't understand it, of course you're not going to like it because you went in expecting something different.
Yeah, almost like with I know it's a little topic, but like with murder mystery movies, like you have to like actually like you get invested, like yo, like who just committed this murder?
You have to prepare your brain for what you're about to see. If you're expecting to see a comedy and you walk into the brand new Saw movie, you're probably not going to like the fucking Saw movie, you know, even if you would like that movie if you knew what you're going in to see.
No, that definitely makes a lot of sense. You got to prepare. It's almost like you got to prepare your mind to recognize what genre of movie you're about to watch. Like as you said, like if you're expecting a comedy and you go to watch Saw, you're not going to like it. If you're going to see a horror movie and you go see Saw, you're going to understand, you're going to like it. So like I definitely get what you're saying about how like the brain works, I guess, like on certain films and whatnot, because it does play a factor into how you view the movie. Like if you're expecting to see a Batman and Superman like fight, like because that's what they advertise it to be, you're expecting to see them fight, right? And that's what we got, but you're not expecting to see everything else that played into the movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And like I said, it's not necessarily the viewer's fault. Seriously. So if you watch the Ultimate Edition, anybody that's listening, even you know, go back and like just kind of think of what I said, watch the Ultimate Edition. See if you like it now. Going in with that different mindset. Because that's what I did. And I hated the movie before. I watched the Ultimate Edition, I'm like, wow, this is my favorite fucking comic book movie. And it probably still is. I love it. Like I actually really enjoy the Martha scene after understanding the significance of it. But you have to like be prepared going into it, or you're like, you can't go in like, oh, this is gonna be like the Dark Knight, because I mean, yeah, it's Batman, but it's not the exact same, you know.
Yeah, no, I definitely get what you're saying. And you know, even just to skip forward just a little bit, even in the Batman one that just came out, and again, we're going to be talking about this movie.
Dude, don't give them they clicked on the episode.
But yeah, what's it called? So in this movie, it kind of depicted a little bit better of how, you know, Batman separates Bruce Wayne and the Batman. Like they really played a good role on how fast he can switch roles and how well he can think about what each one did. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, he can play Bruce Wayne, right? And then in mere minutes play Batman. Like, they really depicted that well, and I think they didn't really like produce that in other movies. Like, in other movies it was just straight Batman. And this one, you got to see like how he maneuvers around being a rich millionaire and being the vigilante, the hero of the night.
I still think they did show it a little bit in Batman vs Superman, but even then, when he was Bruce Wayne, he was still Batman. Yeah, like he was disguising himself as Bruce Wayne to like kind of like steal some files from Lex Luthor.
Yeah, and this one, it was more of like at certain scenes he would literally go back to the same area as two different people. Like when he went to go visit the Penguin the first time, he came in as Batman. He came in the second time as Bruce Wayne. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To get into areas that he couldn't get into as Batman. And I find that unique, and I find it really creative how that's how you got to think about it. Like no one knows who Batman is. So Batman could be anybody. He literally could be anybody. He could be in front of you, like today, and then tomorrow he could be in front of you as Batman. Like you don't know who he is. And I really do feel like, say it again.
Have you ever read or seen the Year One, Batman Year One?
The comics?
Yeah, the comic or the movie?
I have not. I've not seen either.
Oh, okay. So there is this one scene. So obviously, like in the comic, it's like, oh, Bruce Wayne showed back up after being gone for 5 years. Now this Batman's here. That's sketchy, right?
Yeah, that's sketchy.
So Jim Gordon is like, okay, we have to go investigate this guy. So Batman hires a prostitute just to, like, make out with him while he's sitting there. Oh, and Jim Gordon's wife's with him. So Batman hires his prostitute, just like kiss on his neck while he's like answering the questions. I think a douchebag
know
playboy.
Exactly what you're talking about.
And then there's like at one point where like raises his leg and puts it on the other to like expose his dick to Jim Gordon's wife to like kind of like be like, okay, there's no way this guy's like trying to protect people. Like he's a douchebag billionaire.
Yeah, no, I definitely know the scene that you're talking about. It's when like as you described, when Jim Gordon was talking to him, he had, you know, his prostitutes.
I think my favorite part was like right after they left, and he like, right he's like, just go. She's like, you're a freak. Like,
oh man, I definitely know what you're talking about. But going back to the Batman movie, they played that really well. I did enjoy that. I also enjoyed the fact of how it wasn't just the Joker again. You know what I'm saying? Like we actually got a Riddler movie that was fairly
good. And the Riddler was awesome.
Yeah.
I had issues with the movie, but I think they did the Riddler like almost flawlessly.
Yeah, like they really explained. He really did a good job explaining his own backstory, which he did.
Plus the saw traps. Oh, I love the saw traps.
And the saw traps. Like his traps were very creative. He was very clever in the way that he was attacking the city. And then, like all Batman villains, for some odd reason, they have followers, which to me doesn't make any sense, but they got some. And he even did a live stream mid-movie. Like,
I mean, it makes sense, I think, for the Riddler, especially during like our current times. You know,
yeah,
like the radicalization, like it's terroristy. Like I feel like with Joker, Penguin, and stuff, it's like, okay, Penguin, mafia, you know, simple. Joker, it's just like anarchist gangs almost.
Yeah, but what's it called with my thing is, here's what's funny to me. The Joker and the Riddler, or actually the Joker really, he has a big crime organization. He pays his henchmen. Like, do you ever find that weird? Like he actually pays for them to work with him. You know what I'm saying?
It's probably just like, oh, the Joker wants to go rob this bank to like cause chaos, and then you get a cut of like the earnings, and there's a chance he just might shoot you just because he gets bored.
I mean, yeah, but like,
I mean, in Arkham City, they like basically made it like you have protection if you join a gang. I don't know if you ever played the Batman Arkham games. Strongly recommend though. My favorite game series of all time.
I'll give it a look. But like, do they get direct deposit? Like these motherfuckers get like insurance? Like how do you convince someone to go, yeah, yo, like we're gonna go hit up this bank? Like I'm not gonna lie, like if I lived in Gotham, you couldn't get me to do jaywalking because I know Batman is roaming the city. I'm not about to go do no sorts of crimes. A
lot of people don't believe in Batman in most of the things too.
Yeah, but it's like, how could you not? You see him lock up the Joker every other week, and you're going to go work for the Joker. You're getting your ass beat.
Well, and that like in like when it's that far into the universe, yeah. But like I know in Arkham Origins, it's like, oh, the Batman's a myth because like he's like they have like blurry photos of him, and he doesn't really have a supervillain yet. It's just like, oh, so it can almost feel like, oh, people are even dressing up like a bat, just to like kind of, you know, like pretend they're Batman.
Understandable, but even then, it's still like, it's like, come on, like I'm not taking the risk. And then it's on top of that, like does a Joker just go up to random people? Do people go up to the Joker? Like,
well, they're criminals. That's how
I
anybody joins
understand that,
gangs.
but like, how much balls do you have to just walk up to the Joker and be like, yo, let me get a job?
I bet you there's been actual filled gangs with probably the same amount of like violence and weird initiations.
Because like the Penguin is simple. He's the mafioso. Like, you want to work for him and he'll let you work. You just gotta do your job and shut the hell up. Like the Riddler, I don't think he has goons, and the goons that he does has, I don't think he pays. So like, is this like a hobby to y'all? Like
Riddler
there's no risk,
is
no reward. There's a risk, but there's no reward.
Riddler does pay because a lot of Riddler stuff is like blackmailish, like kind of like how it was in the Batman. Like you have
so
like
he just pays
files
for
on people.
information.
Well, yeah, because you got to think some people are going to pay up, and that's how it happens. And like I said, it's probably like, oh, at the end of the job you get paid. It's like a bank robbery. Like we're not going to pay you up front.
Like, what were your thoughts and plays on the Batman movie?
I liked it. I didn't like the detective work at all. I think it like I like detective work, but I felt like I shouldn't be able to guess before the Batman does. You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
wait, you were guessing the riddles?
I guessed one of them. Like I guess like the one where he was like on the phone. It was like
the Justice one.
Yeah, the Justice one. I know. Yeah. I guess that, but even then, it's like the fucking stool pigeon thing. Really?
Yeah, that one I was stuck on.
You couldn't be like you. And the fact that the Batman in a movie where he's supposed to be the greatest detective said, "Wait, a Falcon has wings too." It's like, yeah, no shit, man, no shit. Like you couldn't figure that out earlier. Like that felt a little weird. Like I don't know. I like, and also the fact that he like needed a cop to be like, yeah, that's for carpet, for him to like open the thing. So I don't know, but I genuinely did like the movie. I liked a lot of things about it, but it just like the detective stuff was like, you can't convince me that's the world's greatest detective. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like he has his ups and downs, but he does. In my opinion, the movie definitely showed a Jim and a Gordon and Batman relationship and how it works. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, the Gordon stuff was great, without doubt. Like when he told him like punch him in the face and stuff. Yeah. Like that was cool.
Like and when then, he slipped in the key to escape.
Mm-hmm.
Like stuff like that.
But what? And then the combat. I really like the combat because he wasn't like flawless. Like he was getting his ass whooped still. Like he was still getting like punched in the face. Like he like it's good because like beginning Batman shouldn't be as big of a badass as like a veteran Batman. So
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. What bothered me was like motherfuckers were shooting at his chest. I'm not gonna lie. The first time I shoot you with a shotgun and you get back up, I'm immediately stopping. There's no way I'm fighting you. I don't care if I'm getting paid $1,000 a day. I'm not taking that L. You know what's even funnier? The first time when he got to the club, the two twins pull up and he whoops both their asses. If I seen that from like upstairs, I'm not about to stop him.
Yeah, people at the club are like on drugs and stuff though, especially like a criminal club. Like they're not watching the front door.
Yeah, like
and even then, you gotta think too, like in the mafia, like they would fucking murder people for not paying up protection. What do you think they do to one of their people that like ran away from a fight?
I'll take my one punch and sit down. I'd be like, yo, hit me right here. And I'll just fall to the floor.
You like do like a stage thing, like he like aims like his fist at you and you just fall to the ground. Like, oh no. He's like, I didn't swing yet.
Dead ass, just like just whisper in his ear, be like, bro, just punch me in my shoulder. I'll fall to the ground. I'll make it look really convincing.
He like shoots a goddamn grapple in your leg.
Yeah,
and just like hangs you from the ceiling.
That shit had me on the floor. He shot him in the leg and pulled him. I was like, ain't no way. Why would he do that?
Yeah, I loved it. I love the brutal stuff.
It looked like it hurt so bad. And then what's even funnier is the Catwoman scenes between the Batman were always on edge. But my honest opinion, Batman is a better man than me. And here's why. One, he's a simp for that light. He is a simp for that damn bat signal. Oh man. Like there'll be scenes where Catwoman and him will be talking, and you would think something's gonna happen. but then Batman will see the light and he'll be like, I gotta go.
I see. You also gotta think this is not a mentally well man.
It's not. It's not.
One thing people always ignore with the Batman stuff is he is literally insane. Like the reason he doesn't kill in the comics is like he said in like the Under the Red Hood storyline. He's like, the reason I don't kill is because I won't be able to stop. If I cross that line, I will kill everything. Like I'm not like. I mean, you gotta think he saw his parents murdered as a child, and he kept a mission at that point that he kept into the 30s. And it's in fucking The Dark Knight Returns, he kept it as an old man, and he never got past it. Like he's not a sane person, but that's one reason why people like him. He's literally, I mean, he weaponizes children. You know,
like he does. That's another thing. He'll pick up an orphan and go, "Hey, yo, you want to go fight crime in the streets?" like it just doesn't make sense to me. Like,
but they did rectify that though. Like Nightwing,
like
had like a huge dispute with him. He's like, no, that's what he does. He makes you think that you want to be a part of it when he's actually just manipulating you the entire time.
Yeah, so he has extra help. Like that's it. He just wants extra help. That's all he wants. I'm not a fan of the Titan show, but they did do that pretty well. Like Dick Grayson caught him like looking for new Robins after Jason Todd died, and he was like, I need help. And he's just like, why don't you just not be Batman then? Like, why do you just stop? Like, because I think his theory was if he can find other, like, if he can create more Robins, he can cover more ground and just retire at some point. But even then, it's like, yo, like, you're not bettering these kids.
He doesn't want to retire though.
He doesn't.
That was the entire point of The Dark Knight Returns. He was like retired for a bit, and then he eventually broke down, and then went back out.
Are we done talking about the new Batman?
Yeah, I was gonna get back into the Snyder stuff.
I'm telling you can cop in. Nina, she's in here waiting.
Right.
But yes, continue with your Snyder shenanigans.
Okay, so I was punching air when you guys mentioned the Snyder Cut. I was punching air while I was editing because I realized that you guys had no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Absolutely not.
Because I remember when I first saw the hashtag for release the Snyder Cut, it was like a little bit after the Justice League movie came out. She just joined me. Give her a second.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello.
Yes.
We're talking about the Snyderverse.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so I was gonna catch her up. So we already covered Man of Steel, success. Batman vs Superman was dark and it got critically panned because of studio interference. So then Justice League, completely set up by the end of Batman vs Superman, showed all the Justice League members. They filmed the movie, and then tragedy struck, and Zack Snyder's daughter committed suicide.
Yeah, that took a turn. I didn't know that.
Oh, that definitely just took a turn.
It was just so funny hearing you laugh, and I was like, she has no idea what I'm about to say.
I know. Like I thought it was going a whole different route, and I went, oh.
A piece of me wanted to like stop and warn you, but I couldn't. But yeah, so I'm sorry, that caught me off guard. So Zack Snyder's daughter died. He had to exit the project, bring in Joss Whedon, who, made the Avengers movies. Well, a couple of them. You figure, like, oh, this guy, he can do it, right? He can make a movie. Nope. Warner Brothers came in, hey, so the last movie was like extremely dark. Yeah, we're going to completely ignore that and just pretend it didn't happen. Okay. So they reshot it. It was so awful. They had a CGI out Henry Cavill's mustache. And if you look up pictures of it, Future Joseph put it on screen. If you look up pictures of it, it's a goddamn nightmare. It looks so bad. All the CGI is bad. There's like this really awkward scene where like the Flash like has to like fall on Wonder Woman and like kind of like land on her breasts, and Gal Gadot refused to shoot the scene. I wonder why. So, a lot of stuff happened on the Justice League set. And then it released, it was awful. I remember watching on HBO, I got like a free trial and I was like, wow, this is awful. Then, skip a couple years, Ben Affleck was originally supposed to be the writer and the director for The Batman. Like, it was supposed to be originally the Batfleck movie. And then Matt Reeves became the director, and slowly just pushed Ben Affleck out of the studio. Like the Batman probably has like an insane history of stuff we don't even know about, because it was originally supposed to be part of Snyder's plan, and now it's a completely new thing. So just imagine every little change that had to happen, you know?
Yeah, most definitely. You know what's even crazier? People, like, as you were saying, like, the movie did suck ass, but like the fact that Zack Snyder made the movie better, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't necessarily how you explain it? Well, no, I take it back, because it was better. It was a better movie than the original Injustice that they dropped, and they explained and kind of did more, like, I guess, into it, of how like Batman went to go get like all these other heroes to like stop this, you know, major villain.
And the movie was completely done too. Zack Snyder shot shot 2 scenes for the Snyder Cut. Everything else was done. He shot the Joker nightmare scene where Jared Leto showed up, and he shot the Martian Manhunter scene.
Okay.
And the Martian Manhunter scene wasn't originally supposed to be shot. They already had the Green Lantern one done, but Warner Brothers said no Green Lantern for you.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like,
that's why Ben Affleck looked super old in that shot. They already had it done, because originally they couldn't use it because it was like covered in green light.
Okay, that makes sense. Because I'm sitting here and I'm like, the first Green Lantern movie we got, absolute garbage. And if you noticed, that was years ago.
Yeah. I noticed what you talked about, like on Coffee Tower, whenever you mentioned it. You were talking about like all these sequels that were set up. Well, it's because the movie was supposed to come out in 2017. Like every sequel that was set up was set for 2017. And they just ignored it. Yeah, like it was like they really, like the ending scene with Deathstroke. Yeah, I'm really happy I got the Shazam movie. I'm really happy I got Birds of Prey. Here, I'm gonna pull up my phone because there's like here. So the Snyder Plan original. If I can find it.
Yeah, Dini, what did you think of the Snyder Cut and Justice?
To be honest, I did not finish that. I started it and then
But you're telling me that you didn't finish a 4-hour-long movie in one sitting?
It's no,
I mean,
I
fair.
didn't.
It's fair. I remember because I was a part. Like I did like I like hashtag release the Snyder Cut for years, and then I remember when I opened my phone and saw it was like a HBO Max announcement. I was like, "There's no." Like I checked the account and I thought it was a fan account. Like I was shocked. Like so, I obviously, you know, being a huge fan, I sat there the opening day and I watched all of it. But like, yeah, I don't blame somebody for not sitting down for 4 hours. You know. But,
yeah. No, like I wanted to. It's just that I found myself kind of like it's hard for me to rewatch movies that I've already watched, especially if I know how it's gonna turn out. But like, I just couldn't. But I want to.
Zack Snyder did come out and say there was like supposed to be like I think after like the 3rd chapter was a good stopping point, or the 2nd chapter, like he really gone as a Vivo, like a good point, like to stop if you're gonna watch it in 2 settings. So you might want to look that up, and maybe that'll be a little easier.
I have watched some YouTube videos over it though, because I felt like that was like more of kind of like a easier thing for me to do at that moment. But I would actually like to go back and do that and watch it.
No, I mean, I loved it. I mean, I've seen it twice because obviously it's 4 hours. I'm not going to sit there and like it's not it's a lot. Okay, I pulled up the original plan. Oh, also, so you guys know how they like completely screwed up in Justice League, right?
Yes.
They did the exact same. They did the exact same thing with Suicide Squad. Except Suicide Squad, they haven't released the Ayer cut yet. And even the director, David Ayer, has come out and said the movie they released was not my movie. Like he said my movie was supposed to be like extremely dark, and they like came in and they reshot all this shit. And he like the director himself is like, I want my movie to be released. So it definitely like exists.
Okay. I mean, let's be fair though. Because James Gunn also worked on the second one. You know what I'm saying?
Well, James Gunn wasn't a part of the first one.
exactly what I'm saying. I'm saying he. Oh yeah, well, he worked on the second one.
Well, I guess I always count Birds of Prey as a Suicide Squad movie, but yeah.
You know, that's fair. That's fair. But my thing is like the way the movie is. Even if you make a dark, like gloomy version of it, can it really top the one that dropped? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, we don't know. But if
like,
it's done, why not find out?
I feel like it fits it though.
Yeah, it fits DC. It definitely does. But it's like, at that point, what do you consider canon?
Well, that's the Snyderverse. It's like the same thing, like, you know, with the new Flash movie, the Aquaman movie. Technically, Justice League is canon. But, you know, I mean, look at comic books, dude. The canon stuff for comic books is so insane, and nobody complains about it.
It is.
You know? It's just the fact. Just throw Zack Snyder's in front of everything. There you go. You're good.
Honestly. But like,
I mean,
the way
because they're not going to restore it. They're just gonna, like, the only thing they can release is the old Suicide Squad cut. And then they'd be done, because there's no way they're bringing back all the actors at this point. It's just kind of like a dead horse.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
They played out the movie a little, I guess, well, in my way, as far as how it ended for each one. Like, the second one, they escaped, or they got set freed and whatever, and now they can, you know, do whatever the hell they want. Good. The evil lady, I forget her name, but
Amanda Waller.
Yeah, she wasn't important to me to remember, but like, thank you.
Did you watch Peacemaker?
Did I watch Peacemaker?
Yeah, the show.
I glanced in and out of it because I didn't really like him as a character.
Oh, dude, let me tell you, I didn't either. I watched the show just to see how bad it was. I loved it.
Really?
I loved it. It was so, like, the opening scene caught me. Like, just like like before even the intro sequence, like they got me, because I'm so sick of The Rock, John Cena, like Vin Diesel, Kevin, like the same actors that play the same exact character in every movie. I was so sick of it. And you know what? I watched Peacemaker and I fucking loved it, and I didn't expect to. Like they did. I mean, you know, here and there they have some stupid stuff in it, but overall, I think it was a great show.
You know what's even crazier? They're playing The Rock as Black Adam. How the hell are they introducing him into this movie?
Well, hey, I'm Black Adam. That's the entire thing. They're not gonna care. I mean, they're like trying to soft reboot like the thing is with DC, like now too. Every movie's a soft reboot. Like it is. Like Justice League was a soft reboot. Birds of Prey was a soft reboot. The Suicide Squad was a soft reboot. Like everything's gonna be like just a slight reboot because they don't have a plan going.
Have you guys talked about the shows on the CW?
Do we have to?
I just wanted to like point it out because I remember you guys brought up like the CGI, and I just wanted to point out like the CGI completely sucks, and in the Flash specifically, the Flash.
I've tried the CW stuff. Like I really do try everything. I don't like to just shit on things.
Yeah.
I would prefer to enjoy something over not enjoying it. But my God, dude, I can't stand the CW. It's like they pick out like a different minority group out of a hat each time, and they're like, okay, guys, we could just write a plot and make the characters this way, or we just make the plot this down that we pulled out of this hat.
Mm-hmm.
Like you know, and a lot of people like Black Panther's fucking awesome. You know, that was a perfect way to do an African American character, but the CW is like, let's make the entire plot how he's like minority. It was like the Candyman movie almost. Like the entire plot was like how a man got wrongfully killed by the police, and then so now once he's dead, he's murdering children. Isn't that kind of working? Isn't that kind of working backwards? So he became a monster and he started murdering innocent people after. Like it feels like the opposite of what you're trying to say with the movie, like, which sucks because, you know, obviously, like, yeah, I don't know how woke this podcast is despite editing it for like almost a year, but yeah obviously there's some issues in the world that need to be fixed, and and I think media is a big part of that. So
Definitely.
I said that in the most walking the line way I could.
Perfectly fine.
It's really hard to be a straight white man out here these days.
Oh my god.
I'm just kidding.
Oh my god.
Oh god. However,
However,
I don't want to brag or nothing, but like, oh man. But all right, so other than that, I mean, as far as like DC's playing, like they're making a Shazam 2, as we already know. They're coming out with a lot of different things for DC, and I guess at this point, guys, like we literally just have to wait and kind of figure out like what their next move is, because Marvel's got it back to back. They got it lined up.
The next move is going to be canceling.
They already have it all planned out.
Yeah, they already have it planned out. Like there's no guessing with Marvel. Like you can guess what movie
Zack Snyder had planned out. They ruined it.
Like what, huh? What'd you say?
Zack Snyder had a plan. They ruined it.
They did. They did.
There's supposed to be 3
And he
Justice League
legally
movies.
can't do anything about it.
Well,
you know what's even crazy?
He's using their rights.
Here's what's even crazier. Suppose Zack Snyder says, you know what? Fuck all you guys, and just moves to Marvel.
He's on Netflix now. He has a deal with them.
Oh.
He's making
Okay.
he pitched like a Star Wars movie back in the day, and it got like rejected by Disney. So he's very much like making his own sci-fi movie right now.
Kevin Feige's killing the game right now. He's dominating Marvel.
Oh, I meant he pitched it to Star Wars, not Marvel.
Kevin Feige?
No, Zack Snyder pitched like a Star Wars movie, and they didn't like it. So he went to Netflix, and he's like making his own sci-fi movie.
That should be cool. The Adam Project was good. I don't know if anybody see that.
Oh no,
it just came out today, didn't it?
Yeah, I watched it immediately because it was.
I'll be watching it later.
Yeah, it was from the people who made Free Guy. Kind of, I'm not gonna say anything about it, but it was a good movie. But the thing
it seems fun.
Yeah, it does. It's
like
a fun
Free
movie.
Guy. Like just turn your brain off, enjoy it.
Yeah, but the thing that I really wanted to touch base on was how Marvel, like, they make sure to keep the fans entertained all year round. Like they'll drop shows that line up with the next movie that comes out. The movie will come out, and then they'll drop another show. Like Moon Knight's about to drop.
Oh, that looks so good.
Yeah, like they make sure to feed the fans. Like DC, they feed us, but they feed us bullshit. And they
I don't know, man. That James Gunn is doing pretty good. I liked his stuff so far. Peacemaker's pretty awesome.
He's perfectly fine. Recently, they've been feeding us semi-good meals, but previously, they were feeding us good meals and then straight shit meals. Like it was no
Birds of Prey.
Yeah, like it was.
What kind of meal equivalent do you think Birds of Prey would be? Like you had to like assign that food.
Put it like this: in Justice League with Jack Snyder, that's like a good cheeseburger with crispy fries with actual salt on them. Like freshly made,
like a gourmet one.
Yeah, like that's the type of meal you're looking at. When you look at Birds of Prey, you got a hamburger, no cheese. You got some crispy fries with some salt, but the burger is just a little bit too greasy. Like it's good, but it's just like you're making my bread wet. I don't like it.
I describe Birds of Prey as like if I decided I had no money and went out back to McDonald's and pulled some fries out of a trash can and ate those. That's how I felt about Birds of Prey.
Nini, what'd you think about Birds of Prey?
I never finished watching Birds of Prey. I have a problem with not finishing movies, but
I'm just so sick of their Harley Quinn, to be honest. I'm just so sick of it.
I don't mind her. I don't mind their Harley Quinn. I honestly, personally, I don't.
I don't know. I feel like
I prefer a comic book Harley Quinn though,
or the TV show, the animated one.
Cartoon. Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but yeah, I definitely agree with those two things. But my thing is with Harley Quinn is she understands. She's crazy, right? But she understands right and wrong.
Is she even crazy anymore though, or is she just hot and kind of quirky? I feel like that's what the Warner Brothers like.
She's way more quirky.
Yeah. Like she's just like, I'm just hot and I have a New York accent and I'm gonna murder, and that's like her entire thing.
Yeah, like, cause you think about it, like,
I mean, the original plan for her was like really dark because obviously Joker isn't an actual nice boyfriend.
No, he's not. But like,
Did you see the leaked clip
No,
of
I
like
haven't.
the Suicide Squad?
And I don't think we should show.
No, you can't really definitely gonna show it on YouTube. I'll just describe it. So you guys saw Suicide Squad, right? Like,
Yes.
So do you remember the part where like Harley Quinn gets picked up by the Joker, like in that helicopter?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the original, so he pulls her up in the movie. He's like, I have a fur skin rug and some grape soda on ice, and can't wait to get back to it. So somebody released an original clip from the movie, and it was the shit that I do for you. And he pushes her away. It's like, we're gonna talk. Like the original plan for her was to like be an abused woman that like breaks out of a relationship. And then they made it so Joker and Harley Quinn were couple goals, which is obviously super fucked up.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because it kind of played, because like for young individuals, they were like, I want a relationship like Joker and Harley. Like, no, you don't.
Comic books.
Definitely
Comic
not.
books enter the chat.
There's honestly people out there that kind of romanticize their relationship.
They
and
do.
Like, it's like, are you okay? Like, is everything
they
okay?
romanticize it like
In
it's
all
healthy.
fairness,
That shit's
in all
not
fairness,
healthy.
if you just saw Suicide Squad, you would have no idea. Like, I mean, if you like he fucking beats the shit out of her. Like, I mean, he drove her insane to like
literally
use her as a minion.
They went into a vat of acid. Like,
I mean, if you also watch like the animated series, like it also touches more in on that specifically, like her and Joker's relationship. I haven't watched it.
They
but
ignore
I've
more
seen
of the darker
clips.
parts. They just kind of like use it like as an analogy for darker relationships. But like obviously, like in the comics, it's like straight up like abuse. Like it's like so. It's really sickening. They put it in the movie like it was like goals. Like it's like you guys are. I feel like you're saying the very wrong message here.
Yeah, and here's what's even crazier, right? So, not even just a relationship alone, but it's the fact that they make it seem like the Joker is like he's caring. You know what I'm saying?
I love you, Harley. Just
like
this fucking damage tattoo on his forehead.
They make him also seem like they. I feel like they
They're trying to make him hot.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. They like over sexualize him.
Yeah,
like they make him seem. Go ahead.
Good. He's not that good looking. Like they force like making him seem handsome, with also playing in he's manipulative, and he's evil, but all you can see is his face. You know what I'm saying? So like they don't really pick up on.
Yeah, I mean he killed like Robin and stuff in the original plan.
Yeah, like
he murdered Robin, and then in the Snyder Cut they like revealed that he also murdered Harley Quinn, and she like asked Batman to kill him slowly with her dying breath. Like, but you know, couple goals. So
yeah, guys.
But yeah, most of the movies they made Joker seem like so like hot, and like it's kind of feel like it's like it doesn't make sense, because like why are you trying to make this like horrible character but yet like make him so attractive, like people like kind of like idolize it or like romanticize it and stuff. Literally. And like
there was like, do you guys remember like that era? I was like in middle school where like it was like the couple posts like she's queen, God disrespect anyone that disrespects the queen. And it was just like it was this cringy as shit. And I was just like, and she's like posting about her like her middle school wife. I'm like, do you need help? Is she like hitting you? Like, are we like, do I need to call somebody? Because let me tell you, Joker, he's not a very giving lover. It was so sickening. Like I hate it.
He's like Shaft.
What?
Ever seen the movie Shaft?
I started like the reboot one, but then I realized I probably needed to see the other ones, so I turned it off.
The original one would never air on today's television. Just put it like that.
Was he very objectifying?
Yeah, like he saved people, but did he really save people? Like, I'm not getting into Shaft lore, but I've seen a good season on Shaft just out of curiosity. Because
was Shaft the show?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like
a
the original was a movie.
Yeah, like it was an original series, and then there was a movie, and he's not a very ethical human being. Like he does his detective work, he does save people, but like he just occasionally hits women. And I feel as though that's not okay at all. Like the Joker.
Don't disrespect my king, my crown prince of crime. He can hit whoever he wants.
Yeah, like,
he's so cool.
And it's fun. It's not funny. I take it back, but it's funny.
I mean, it's a little funny how they made that guy couple goals. I think everyone can laugh at that a little bit.
Because they did the same thing with Shaft, and I'm like, y'all do know he's hitting women. Like,
I mean, it also premiered in '74. In all fairness.
Yeah, I get that, but like, they're like, oh, Shaft is like, he's such a good man. No, he's not. The Joker. Yeah, like Mimi, like they
you should get like our commission for this episode of like just like all those horrible characters that like age so poorly. Just like at like a poker table, like you have like Jared Leto's Joker, you have like Shaft, and, like maybe there's like a little bit of blood on one of his rings or something. Like just like, and then like you just like go through like all the characters that aged so poorly and just have them right there.
Just all the bottom line. Everybody who's watching, Joker is not. He's not the ideal husband. Put like
don't
that.
Hit women.
Yeah, and don't hit women. If you hit
don't
women,
put on clown makeup and get tattoos.
Oh my god!
And hit women.
Don't do none of that. Don't do any of the things that the Joker.
Don't say those are couple goals whenever you see Harley Quinn and Joker.
Do not romanticize toxic relationships.
Stop sexualizing Harley Quinn. It's so annoying.
Yeah,
Christ, she's an abused woman.
She is. That's another thing. People
outside.
Ignore that she's been abused.
I bet you some guys are into that.
Like when Joker like came to go save Harley, like everybody was like, "That's it. That's the man I want. No matter where I'm at, he's gonna come get me." He's gonna
find this. I want to see if I can find this like clip. We're not gonna like show it, but I think you really do need to see like the comparison.
Oh no, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. That's
not
see?
Nice. A lot different.
That is not nice. I don't like that.
But you know, guys, a couple laws and they're so cool. God help anyone that disrespects his queen. It's so cool. It's so cool. I love Harley Quinn. I love Joker. I want to find my Harley Quinn one day.
This is gonna be the memes for DC now. But yeah, guys. So that was DC's Mayhem. That's what we got for DC. We know we kind of have an idea of where it's going, but for right now, I guess just wait. No, we don't.
Yeah, there's gonna be 3 canceled films by the time this comes out.
Actually,
probably. Dude, who knows?
Geez. Oh man, I wasn't even thinking of that. Like I'm thinking like we're about to have a good run.
You guys excited for that Blue Beetle and Batgirl movie? Nope. Bye bye. They're gone. You're never gonna see them.
On a different note, Obi-Wan Kenobi series trailer dropped.
Oh my god.
That's great.
Oh my god.
Hope it's better than the Book of Boba Fett, but I'm watching it.
Let me tell y'all something.
I still haven't finished.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I still haven't finished the Star Wars movies. Like I'm watching them in order, but
you need.
You can ignore like 7 through 9. Honestly.
Yeah, you need to sit down.
Those movies are fucking awful.
And really,
Ignore 7 through 9. Who cares? No one cares. It's fine. Ignore those.
7 through 9.
Yeah, the sequels.
Okay, all right.
You can almost ignore the prequels.
Okay.
Almost. But just watch them.
Okay, I was about to say. Okay.
The first 2 prequels are god awful, but deal with it.
Duel of Fates is
Anakin just goes up. I love you, Padme.
Why'd you do this to me?
When I'm with you, my heart beats. I can't help dude. George Lucas has never spoken to a woman. It's like it's really obvious when he writes romance scenes. It's like he says
doesn't George Lucas have a daughter?
Yeah, I mean they have test tube babies, and I'm sure that's exactly how. Because there's no way he spits game. Like after you sing Attack of the Clones, Batman, I feel so weak around you. I don't care about being a Jedi and sand Sand, probably. I don't remember. I like block it out whenever, but dude, it's so cringy to watch like the romance.
Anakin. All right, so the meme is Nini is like Anakin cries about Sand and Padme because he was lied to and told that Padme like she died, like she did.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the second one.
Oh yeah. I know.
But there's like it's like when you start like speaking and telling you, oh, "I love you, Padme." It's like so. Can I pull here? I'll pull up a quote. I know you're trying to wrap it up, but you know I'm editing, so I have all the power here.
He does. He does in a theoretical sense.
Yeah. Yeah, this is uploaded to my podcast feed. I've tricked you the entire time. Yeah.
Oh no.
I'm actually taking this over completely. I need to find this. Let's see here. This part sounds straight out of The Ring. It was like, from the moment I met you all those years ago, not a day has gone by when I haven't thought of you. And now that I'm with you again, I'm in agony. The closer I get to you, the worse it gets. The thought of not being with you, I can't breathe. I'm haunted by the kiss you should have never given me. My heart is beating, hoping that kiss will not become a scar. You are in my very soul, tormenting me. What can I do? I will do anything you ask.
He's down bad.
If you are suffering,
he's simping.
If you are suffering as much as me, please tell me. It's like, dude, you're not Shakespeare.
God.
This isn't a Star Wars movie.
If I was, I would put a restraining order on him.
I try to like capture the cringe, but I can't. Please, if you haven't seen it, go watch Attack of the Clones. Skip like halfway through, and just watch Hayden Christensen try to spit game written by probably virgin at the time George Lucas.
Oh, God.
I wonder if anybody was looking over the script like, "Hey George, you know women don't like to." He's like, "Shut up. I'm good, man. I know how to talk to women."
Oh, man.
The only time George Lucas has ever slept with a woman was at Comic-Con.
Oh my God.
After like the third Star Wars came out, he's like, I can finally touch a woman.
Oh my God.
I made it. All those people that made fun of me in school were wrong. Here I am. Some girl dressed up as like Padme Amidala. And she's like doing it as like just she can say she like screwed George Lucas. It's not even about him in any way.
Oh my God.
Oh God. But yes. I can't wait for the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Oh,
wait, you don't want to keep talking about George Lucas losing his virginity?
No.
Please, can we stop? Can we stop about that? Yeah.
I think it's a fun image. I like the thought of it.
I don't even know what this man looks like, but
I do.
Not attractive, obviously.
Oh, I just looked at his face.
Yeah, if he was attractive, that movie would be written a lot better.
Yeah, you know what? I agree with that statement to an extent. I mean,
in all fairness, we wouldn't have Star Wars because no man that can speak to a woman would have the time to write this movie. He was like outside of his weekly Dungeons and Dragons session. He was just sitting in his basement, just sitting there. They're like wizards, but they have like swords.
I wonder if George Lucas has Discord.
Dude, I would bet you he does, and I would bet you if they found his DMs, there'd be allegations.
Oh no.
Just saying, George Lucas is next,
Oh.
You can't look at that guy and tell me that
he's clean. Leave him alone.
No way. There's no way.
He's clean.
Go finally like me. I like like Star Wars. I can finally talk to girls now.
There hasn't been anything on him ever. He's fine.
$2 billion from Disney makes sure they keep silent.
He's fine. We're good.
Dude, he is. One day the dime's gonna drop, and I'm gonna clip this. We're gonna wait, and then you can re-upload this entire episode.
I'll put $5 on it from now until how old are you? How old are you, Joseph? 20. Okay.
Until I die. You want to go till I die?
Oh my God.
Let's go to.
I'll
leave it 35.
35? Oh, dude. He'll have 2 by then.
Let's go to 35. Let's push 35.
He'll be speed running. He'll have like 5. He'll have 5. He'll call Disney, and they'll be like, "Okay, we'll handle this one for you because obviously your name's so greatly associated with one of our giant IPs." And he's gonna be like, "Come on, do it again." And it's just gonna be a repeat. Dude, there's no way that guy's clean. If there's one person with allegations in Hollywood, it's him.
What? I don't see it though. All right, we'll push it. We'll push it to 30. 30. We don't hear anything. You owe me $5. Okay. Actually, no. I get one free edited video.
One free edited video. Go ahead. We'll call it a deal.
Okay, that's a new deal.
But it has to be with George Lucas. You have to get him on, and I get to be on the call.
What?
Anything you
George
want?
Lucas?
No, just anything in general.
No, or George Lucas.
Yeah, or
specifically George. What do you think?
Wait, George Lucas?
Yeah, what do you
What?
think about him? What do you think?
I don't.
You think I'm right? You think I'm right?
About him being ugly?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Comic-Con things sound beautiful.
I feel like you were rushed into this answer.
Yeah,
No,
I very much guided her when I wanted to.
Yeah.
No, I looked at a picture of him and I already had my mind decided.
Do you have a feeling like he's done anything?
Dude, there's no way.
Oh, I just want to hear a response. Do you feel like he's done or is going to?
Look in his eyes.
Like anything inappropriate?
Yes.
I feel like he is already creepy to me.
Oh, damn. All right, I'm 2-1. All right, fine. At 30, if I don't hear anything, you both owe me $5.
I don't know. Old white men make
Comic-Con
me
has
feel
soundproof
uncomfortable.
walls.
So
I don't know how to respond. Yo,
George
y'all
Lucas, George Lucas is a monster. Remember that. When you guys turn on this podcast, just go to bed thinking, man, George Lucas, he's a monster. And then you're just gonna hear in your dreams, I what Star Wars. So you're gonna hear. So I don't even know how he talks, but that's in his voice in my head.
Yes, guys. So that's what we got for today's episode of
I plugged my stuff.
Huh?
I plugged my stuff. I came on. I was a guest. I was a guest. You don't give me time to plug my stuff.
Go ahead, plug it.
Okay. So just gets beat, on YouTube. Obviously, I think my humor's been captured here. So if you enjoyed it, go on there. And then I also have my own podcast, Corrupted RSS. It's available on Spotify and all those other less important podcast platforms. So go listen on Spotify and hear that. And you know what? Next episode, I'm probably going to be talking about George Lucas. The mood. I think George has been getting away with too much for too long.
Oh boy. But yeah, we'll definitely clip Joseph's links.
You know what's great? You can't edit anything out because I'm the one that edits.
I know. I'm well aware.
he has a bone to pick.
I can say whatever I want and I know it's staying in.
We're gonna what's it called? We're gonna
abuse
make
of
sure
power.
If I was a different person, he would have already texted his editor, hey, this guy needs to be like mostly silent. Especially the George Lucas stuff. I don't know what his problem is, but we don't want this kind of attention. And now knowing that I'm the one editing, well, George Lucas, he's in.
He's in.
Yeah.
But yes, guys. So we'll make sure to add Joseph's little shenanigans into the description.
Shenanigans.
Yeah.
My art.
Your art.
My art. Yeah. I'm modern day Pablo Picasso.
We're gonna make sure to add Joseph's art into
with dick jokes.
Into the bottom of the description.
Whoa,
you guys
bottom.
can click in. Yeah, fine. Well, what do you consider it? Because it's below the video.
The top of the description.
Below the video. Put it at the top of the description, so that way y'all can find his channel.
Know your worth, ladies.
Listen, I'm getting there. So you can enjoy.
I'm editing in time, so I don't have to do it later.
Okay, so
you share myself time in the future.
You can enjoy Joseph's content. Now, one thing I did want to touch upon. This is technically the last episode for season 3 because I know it's only 9 episodes, but technically season 4's commercial will be season 3's episode 10, if that makes any sense.
There's a rumor George Lucas might show up for it.
Yeah.
It's a rumor. I mean, I don't know. I'm just the editor, but he may be there. Who knows? He
may be in season 4. He may
be in the background.
He may be.
He may be in the background. He's gonna stop me.
You know what? Stop me. We'll make it an Easter egg. If you could find every George Lucas's like little clip, or just if you can timestamp it of where George Lucas is at in each video, we'll give you something. We'll give you a reward.
He won't be in the videos. He's going to be too busy in court because he's being punished for the awful things he's done. It's gonna be
a small. I mean, could you edit him in here like a little picture of him?
Yeah. Do you not even know about the Easter eggs I do? Do you not even see like little me in the background?
No, I see you in the background every now and then.
Yeah, I'm in the window. I'm the ghoul in the window.
He does. He sneaks in, sneaks out sometimes.
Leave little comments.
Yeah,
dude, I literally almost typed out a paragraph when you guys were talking about the Snyder stuff. It's like, they don't know what they're talking. Yeah, I was just sitting there like, I was like, wait, I'm gonna go on, and then I'm gonna talk about George Lucas. That was my entire plan the entire time. I have a little dartboard with him on the wall.
Say it again.
I have a little dartboard with him on the wall.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
But yes. So
next to the script of Attack of the Clones in the garbage can.
We have all that stuff coming out for you guys in season 4. It's been a long road. It's been a long road, and we got some appreciation to give to Joseph here. What'd you do?
Sorry, my alarm went off. I apologize.
You're fine.
Please.
I was gonna get appreciated before I started talking about George Lucas. Now I'm fired.
No, you're fine.
Oh.
You're fine.
It was like, I was really excited to have you on, but then you came on, you started throwing all this shade at George Lucas.
No,
I'm not gonna apologize for it. I refuse.
Joseph
stop me. I'm
going to hurt you. Joseph has been a very interesting development into the podcast. He's been very helpful. We do appreciate his hard work and effort in his daily life and also editing career. There's other people that we also are going to mention that'll be at the end of the commercial for season 4. We got some giveaways coming up, some new music.
Is George Lucas going to be in the people you appreciate?
I don't know. Maybe, possibly. I don't know. We're gonna see what we do with George Lucas. But all right, guys, this is gonna be it.
That's what the judge said.
It's gonna be it for this.
Wait, so what's your upload schedule gonna be for the new season? Is it gonna be like the every other week thing still, or?
Yeah, because I mean it's within budget. It's literally what I can afford. We're gonna be doing the first Friday of every.
What do you mean budget?
It's in my budget.
Oh yeah, because I forgot that. See, I'm just thinking of Corrupted, and I realized I edit my podcast, and I don't have to pay anybody for it.
Yeah,
so I didn't really think about it.
Yeah.
You need to start saving money on this Zoom thing. It's wasting all your budget.
Zoom. I don't know what else to use.
Zencaster. That's what the good folks at the Corrupted RSS use.
Say it again.
Zencaster.
We're gonna talk about that in a minute. We're definitely gonna talk about that in a minute.
But it's bi-weekly episodes here. If you guys want to listen to something that comes out every week, Corrupted RSS, just saying.
What you talking about? What you
RSS every week.
Every week.
Every week. Wednesdays. Every week.
Every single week.
Every single week.
Every single week.
Yep.
Every week.
And we can guarantee that George Lucas funny business goes on. Okay. You have my guarantee.
This is the longest outro I've ever done.
Yeah. Well, obviously you haven't seen Star Wars because it's like 20 minutes just to get in the movie. So
yeah, no, they do it. They do it.
And we just get a trumpet in the background. We just do that for like a half hour.
I'm hungry.
We're ending it.
Please, I mean, they're keeping me hostage. Please help. Please help.